Welcome to another Saturday night live stream. And when we ended 2023, those in the know claimed that 2024 was going to be the year of the XL for Arcade 1Up. Well, that's seemed to fall flat, and we're living the year of the Collab Cab. So join us as we talk everything Collab Cab right after this. Alrighty. Welcome everyone, and in the chat, I'll give a quick shout out to Thor KC and Jason, the king of moderators, who probably has 400 streams going right now and moderating every one. And I know there are some others lurking, so give a shout out, hit that like button, and if you're new and you like this, be sure to hit subscribe for future content. And yeah, let's just get into it. So first up, guys, right? Everybody heard this. This was the first announcement of 2024, our first look at something new for 2024, and it was a Pac-Man collab cab in the UK. A special giveaway. You see here, they also had My Arcade and other cabs available, but this was our first one. And so we're going to look back, starting with this, at the first few cabs of 2024 that were collab cabs. Next up, we have one that is arguably a collab cab. Some say no, some say yes, but the reality is X-Men 97 is not a game, and it is a TV show. And so this art is all about promoting X-Men 97, and of course this is an MVC2 cab. Now, unlike most collab cabs that are done in a very limited run, this is the MVC2 deluxe release for this year. So I'm going to call it a collab cab. And hey, welcome Addicted to Arcade1Up and Kevin Clausen. So, X-Men 97, that was our second collab cab of 2024. And then, of course, as many of you, if not all of you know, just last week or the week before, last couple weeks, we have the Smirnoff Ice Smash Tea Golden Tea XL collab cab. I mean, who doesn't want one of these? Of course, you can register to win one of 100 of these. Maybe, maybe not. They'll come looking at like this, but this is our third collab cab of 2024. Contrast that with we really only have two general release cabs, the X-Men 97 MVC2 and Golden Tea Deluxe. That's the only two cabs that have officially been announced for Arcade1Up for 2024. Yet we have three collab cabs just 3.5 months into the year. And if you didn't catch my community post, we have one more late arrival, the Risque, and I believe that's how you pronounce it, Mortal Kombat 2 Deluxe collab cab. Risque is a kind of a cirque like show with DJs and whatnot. So this one actually looks pretty cool in my opinion. The colors of the show are kind of this like yellow and black, and so this mixes in that gold and black colors. I think this one actually looks pretty cool. If they had side art like that, it's pretty neat. And let's see here. Kevin Clausen says, everything on the plus side, there's a possibility Golden Tea will have the original skin and not that horrible computer render. I think you're right. I think it's probably they just bought 100 of the Golden Tea XLs and give them away, but just in case, we have the beautiful, ugly render. So there's our 4 collab cabs for 2024 at 3.5 months in. That's basically one every month. So what I thought I would do is put my thinking cap on, and I want to show goodwill to Cyrus at Arcade1Up. He's out there really trying to do the yeoman's work and bring new business to Arcade1Up and link Arcade1Up with top brands out there. So I've taken the liberty of finding great Arcade1Up games that pair with great brands. And so, Cyrus, if you're listening, hopefully, some of these can become some of your future collab cabs. The community is begging you to bring these to market for us. And Addicted to Arcade1Up says, personally, I think there's a difference between a collab cab and a promotional cab. And Addicted, John D would agree with you entirely. He considers X-Men 97 to be more of a promotional one than a collab because it was just art aligned with the release of the show for a general release cab. John D considers a collab cab something that is very, very limited in production, designed with a brand in mind, specifically for that brand. So a lot of these giveaways you see, he considers those collab cabs. I consider, me personally, I'm going to call anything a collab cab that features a brand that it has nothing to do with arcades. The game, it's not the original art on the game. It's not related to the game. It's just a branding that we've gone and stuck onto an art in order to, or onto a cab in order to try and convince fans of that brand to jump into this arcade cabinet or find the people that are connected. So that's my opinion. And Kevin says, I'm looking forward to this, James, when smart minds think. And then just a bunch of customized artwork, lowest form of collaboration to me. And that's really what these are, right, Jason? They're just custom art. It makes me wonder if Arcade1Up's team actually designs these and they're not designed by the artists at these big brands. Who knows? I mean, maybe Arcade1Up is commissioning it. Maybe they're jumping out to TaskRabbit to find artists to create them some of these collabs. But so let's just get to it. Let's jump into our first of several collab cab suggestions. Smucker's Jams and Jellies. Everybody knows Smucker's. If you eat peanut butter and jelly, you know Smucker's. If you eat toast, you know Smucker's. And what goes better with the brand Smucker's than Smucker's NBA Jam? Yes, folks, this is the collab cab we all need. The Smucker's NBA Jam. So good, so delicious. And of course, this cab features the 4-player deck, the iconic Smucker's branding with that picnic table wrap all around the cab. This is it. I can almost taste this collab cab becoming a reality. Next up, we have one of the most important brands in wristwatches. When everybody, one of these things is everybody thought watches were a thing of the past, but with Apple and Samsung bringing out modern, what are they, smart watches, the vintage watch, the legacy mechanical watch is becoming ever increasingly popular, and we need a cab that goes with the legacy of the watch. A cab so powerful that it takes a licking and keeps on ticking. And Jason called it. It is the Time X Crisis cab. I can just feel that collaboration becoming reality. It is a must. We must have the Timex Crisis cab. If you're listening, Cyrus, get with Timex. Get with it. Just has to happen. We need it. You can release it with a limited edition watch, or better yet, a fatigue mat with a watch embedded into it. Who needs that? All right. Perhaps one of Arcade1Up's biggest failures can be turned around into one of its biggest successes. And Stupid Fat Hobbit snuck in and he says, One Up needs to partner with Budweiser and get us a legit tapper cab. F your root beer. That's money right there. Yep. And that would be a traditional cab. We would take that in a second. And Kevin Clausen says, Taco Bell Tekken, please. Well, the problem with that is they'd have to go out and create a Tekken cab first, and who knows if we're going to see that. And then, so we're back. We've got to talk Blitz. Everybody loves Blitz unless you hate it because it didn't have late hits or it didn't have the original side art. But everybody else loves Blitz. And of course, what is a staple of every tailgate, every Super Bowl party? You've got to have these. You got to have them all. It is so important that you have these at these sporting events like the NFL. And of course, that is the NFL Ritz Blitz. Amazing. Look at the detail on this cab. The iconic marquee with that half-eaten Ritz cracker. The full-blown box art. The Nabisco licensing. This is a collab cab NFL fans have been begging for. The NFL Ritz Blitz. Let's see, we got a Miralax featuring late shits. Yes, that would be a good one. Hit him nice and hard, leave mud all over the field. We want a half-eaten control panel. Indeed, you know, this one should come textured. The side art, you should be able to feel the salt on the side art of this cab. And Jason says, not gonna lie, this could go in my walk-in pantry. Yes, it should. This is the perfect cab for those NFL parties. Does it come with spray cheese can? It absolutely should. What a great idea. What a fantastic idea to include in the box cans of squeeze cheese. And Jason says, A1Up's first scratch and sniff cab. Maybe, maybe it's a more like a lick and taste cab. You can taste that salt along those things. And Dave says, perfect for running all those cheesy plays. Indeed. A can of cancer. Let's see. Stupid Fat Hobbit says, nah, put a Packers cheese head as the marquee. Oh, that's not a bad idea. Missed opportunity there. Maybe Arcade1Up can learn from that one when they roll out the NFL Ritz Blitz. Next up, now, got to take a moment here because if you are a retro gamer, you know that Sony and Trinitron are the brand, the optimal way to play retro video games with that pure RGB color and that beautiful, beautiful tube TV, CRT. My brain was lost there for a minute. But what cab could not be enhanced with the Sony Trinitron more than the Sony Trinitron cab? Yes, the iconic Tron wrapped in the Sony HR Trinitron branding. This just screams retro perfection. We have to have the Sony Trinitron cab. What a great collab cab for the first deluxe Tron to be released. Again, Cyrus, you need to write this down. This is perfect. The market is screaming for the Sony Trinitron. Now, as Cyrus is traveling the country, going to Coachella, going to Evo, he's got to meet with all these brands, right? And when he goes around and meets all these brands and goes to all these events, wow, the Sony 4K dropped in the chat. What is this? Interesting. And of course, Addicted to Arcade1Up says comes with lead base plate to represent OG weight. Indeed, it does. And of course, on the back of the Sony Trinitron is your standard AV cables, so you can hook up all of your retro consoles. So as I said, Cyrus, he has to travel the world and recruit all these brands. He has to tell them all about the benefits of collaboration with Arcade1Up. And what better brand for travel to represent travel than Samsonite? Yes, folks, it is the Samsonite edition of The Simpsons, complete with Simpsons themed Samsonite luggage on that riser right up front. So you hit that branding of Samsonite and The Simpsons together at last. This is a must-have, beautiful piece of art representing Samsonite. And the best part of it is it ships in an oversized Samsonite suitcase that you can use for future travels. You will have to check that bag though, because it will not fit into an overhead compartment. But this is a must. The Samsonite 4-player Simpsons beat 'em up. We must have this one. All right. Now this one you might be able to guess, but you might not. An iconic brand that represents California and beachwear and skatewear, and it is just a brand that screams the golden beaches of California. And of course that is PacSun. But you might be thinking, oh, well, that's obvious. It's a Pac-Man cab. But you would be sorely mistaken, because this brand is too important for Pac-Man. It needs a cab that can really accentuate that beachwear. And that is the Miss PacSun cab. That is correct. Miss PacSun cab with that photograph of the latest PacSun bikinis right on the side. Miss Pac-Man looking all vivacious and waiting for her Pac-Man to come rescue her. And Stupid Fat Hobbit says, oh, I got a good one. How about an Ortho Centipede cab? Actually, that would be really good. A rollerball that also comes with spray nozzle. That is a brilliant one, actually. And Kevin Clausen said he thought Pac-Man. Yep, that was the red herring. It's the Miss PacSun cab. And of course, This comes in the iconic baby blue, but with new artwork and that beautiful PacSun logo stretched across the side, that retro logo, and all the games you would expect on a Miss Pac-Man Deluxe. But what could go better when you have such a gorgeous Miss Pac-Man? She needs her she needs her Pac-Man. She needs her Pac-Man. But Pac-Man might be worried that she's just too much for him. That he's getting up there in age. I mean, he at this point he's well into his 40s. He is tired. He's been running around that maze for years and years, and he is worried that he is just not up to the task of Miss Pac-Man. But one thing Pac-Man really loves to do, he loves to eat his power pellets. And what would be a more powerful pellet than the Viagra edition of Pac-Man Deluxe? Chomping away at those blue pills, giving Pac-Man all the confidence he needs to seal the deal with Miss Pac-Man. This is the collab Pac-Man fans have been begging for. And of course, Jason says, if you find yourself playing for more than 4 hours, please consult a physician. Indeed. The Just for Men Joust collab cab. Well, you, Kevin Clausen, must be reading ahead in our beautiful PowerPoint slide deck here, because up next is a very, very important collaboration. And so when Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man get together, he's got his Viagra, she's got her PacSun beachwear. He needs to be sure to protect himself. Pac-Man's been around a long time. Miss Pac-Man's been a long time. Both have seen lots of action, and they don't want a bunch of baby Pac-Mans running around. So we need a cab, a collaboration that can take them to the next level. Yes, folks, it's the Trojan edition of Joust. This is a collab cab featuring the iconic colors of Trojan, all the different brands, ready for Pac-Man to do his jousting. I lost my mouse here. Addicted to One Up says Retro 530 gonna sell a lot of covers. The Kmart Killer Instinct. Indeed. Are there any Kmarts even still around? That one should come with a deck protector. Indeed, it should. I like that. All right. So we have our Trojan edition of Joust. And now we move into the most important part of the show. Our final, our next second to last. We won't call it our final. This is our final branding cab. Let's say this. We got one more collab, two total collabs after this one, but one more official collab cab branding that we need. And you know, the arcade community, the home arcade community, and most of Arcade1Up's customers are all of a later generation. We're all Gen Xers or the tail end of the boomers, and maybe some millennials, but ages of the mid 30s to 40s to early 50s in there, maybe some even older. And when you think about the needs of that generation, of that group of people, you know that a lot of them, a lot of these folks have asteroids. And when you have asteroids, you need relief. And what better relief for asteroids is there than the Preparation H edition of asteroids? Complete with that iconic Preparation H packaging all over this cab. You know that you can get the relief from your asteroids. No more donuts that you have to sit on. No more medicines that you are not supposed to take orally. The Preparation H cab is the relief you were looking for. And of course, yes, I was losing my ass. Got asteroids, we can help. And as Dave points out, endorsed by Cousin Eddie. And yep, the shitter is full. And Addicted says, comes with stool and donut cushion. Oh, yes, this one must come with a stool. Dunkin' Donuts Double Dragon. All right. Now, if you guys watched last night's Super Game Room Dudes, you know I promised a special surprise for the Super Game Room Dudes. That I had created them, didn't say this, but I have created them the collab cab that they need. This, folks, is everything that Super Game Room Dudes represents. And that is the Super Game Room Dudes edition of Paw Patrol Baby Cade. This is the game that they need. This is the game that they've wanted. This is the game missing from all of their arcades, featuring, of course, Nostalgia, P-Dubs, Michael B, and Carl, Detroit Love. This is their cab. And as you can see here, if you can really get up close, you can see it features their iconic images of their Christmas photos with their kittens and their poofed up hair and their glamour shots. We've got photos of Michael B on the toilet. We've got Batman Nostalgia eating a banana. We've got P-Dubs, the log lady, Carl cruising around Cleveland. This is the Super Game Rooms edition, Super Game Room Dudes edition. Try saying that 50 times fast of Paw Patrol Baby Cade. This is a must. We need this game now. And Nostalgia can put out all kinds of videos for hacking the Paw Patrol Super Game Room Dudes Baby Cade. This is it. P-Dubs can do his reviews. He can throw up all the shorts of him playing and testing this out. This is the collab cab that they need. And of course, they can make just 4 of these. That screams Arcade1Up collab cab right there. One for each of them. Network play so they can all play Paw Patrol together, picking their favorite little puppies. We need this collab cab. So that's it. That is our collab cabs for today. So did you guys see any winners? Anything that you think Arcade1Up will rush out and produce? I know you've all, and of course Louis P, he likes the Paw Patrol Super Game Room Dudes edition. Is there any of these great collab cabs that you want to see Arcade1Up make? Or do you have your own? I know many of you threw out great ideas. The Just for Men Joust. We've got a Pizza Hut TMNT. Well, they already did a Pizza Hut Pac-Man. And so if you haven't seen all of Arcade1Up's past collab cabs, be sure to check my videos, I did a live stream where we ranked every single one of Arcade1Up's 2023 and earlier collab cabs. There are some surprising collab cabs you may not even be aware of that were made on there, and it is worth watching. It's one of the ones I get the most comments about. It was a fun little experiment, and it was surprising to learn all the different collab cabs Arcade1Up makes. And so these all go right in there. And Dave here says, "We need Global Financial Advisors edition of State Street Fighter 2." Indeed, we do. And then Jason likes the Trinitron and the Timex Crisis. Interesting. I really thought, I'll say for myself, I thought the Viagra Pac-Man for me was like, that was right there. Pac-Man and his little blue pills. But yeah, it was fun throwing these together, poking a little fun at Arcade1Up and Cyrus. And I will die if they actually make any of these. Um, so I don't know how many. I think most of you guys were here for last week. I don't know if you noticed, but I did get as soon as I said I would do it last week, we built the GRS Super Stick. Uh, I got it sitting right here. Right. So we put this together last week, and I was having some config issues with it, and as promised, no sooner as I got off the stream did I get it working just fine. Apparently, you had to hold down the mode button and switch it to keyboard mode, and then it just worked, and it worked perfect. So I tried it with a whole ton of games, and it works awesome. So I can't say enough about Glenn's stick, not just his big old thunder stick, but the super stick is awesome. And so it's heavy duty, great work, and it works perfect. I'd seen some reviews saying they were having issues with it. Um, I think they were using MAME. I used RetroArch, and I didn't have any issues. I never had any slipping, like where it didn't click or turn right every time. It worked perfect. It is awesome. And so for me was a test. Uh, as I mentioned, I'm building a custom, taking the HS5 and creating a custom Akari Warriors cab, which will feature not just Akari Warriors, but a whole ton of rotary, uh, you know, arcade games. And so I tested a whole bunch of different ones, make sure they all worked with it. And right now I'm waiting on some other custom hardware. Um, and so I'll provide some more info. In fact, we were working on some of that today even. And so once I have the hardware in hand, I will share with you all. Will be really cool. What's in the box? And then Krispy Kreme Mortal Mortal Cream Bat. Yep, that's a good one. I'd buy that one, especially if it was hot and fresh. And somebody watched the short. And so I'm super excited to get this done using the HS5, which is the same cab that Akari Warriors originally came in, and really fired up to get it all done. And I think it'll be something special when it is done. So I'm really excited about it because I just gave up. I thought for sure Glenn and New Wave Toys were going to release the Akari Warriors, but at this point, it's taking so long for their announcement. And of course, Michael B came out with the rumor that it was going to be a golden tee, or which just seems insane to me. But and so that they would, I mean, it obviously is a seller, but when you already got several editions of that out there, a lot stiffer competition than say Akari Warriors. But maybe they don't think Akari Warriors will sell enough. Who knows? But so like I said, if you guys are interested in that, works perfect on the computer. I'm assuming it will work perfect with the At Games Legends, all that stuff. It works great. I really like the Super Stick, and it's well worth the money, especially right now with it being 30% off. It is great. Yeah, I think I saw your comment on that yesterday, and so I don't know what the lawyers are waiting to sign off. I assume some licensing or patents. Um, if they're using maybe they're using a specific design of a cab that, uh, because we all know New Wave Toys loves to make their things super accurate. So I'm just gonna guess that maybe they need to make sure that they're not infringing on some Arcade1Up patent or somebody else's patent if they release a cab that's shaped in a similar cab that one of these other companies has already released, right? So, of course, that's just guessing for me, and I have no knowledge. So I could be wrong, super wrong. You never know. I mean, like, it could be about some technology patent or something, who knows? But I'm super excited for them to announce something. We need some company out here doing something other than collab cabs. Uh, Man, we need Arcade1Up to get off their butt and do something. We need New Wave Toys to do something. We need John D, if he's gonna be announcing something to do it. You know, we need something. But, so that's really all I got. So I might cut this one a little short. And I want to thank everybody for joining us again. Please smash that like button. Man, that one's a good one. Hawaiian Punch Out. Wish Nintendo would let us do some any cabs, but Hawaiian Punch Out would be awesome. And yes, Jason, we need something. I don't care what it is. We need somebody to do something. It is like 2024 has been terrible. Like I pre-ordered that golden tea and I don't even know that I really want it. It's just out of desperation for something new to come. Everybody loves Dave Dave's Hawaiian Punch Out. And so thanks Addicted, thanks Jason. Of course, got to shout out to Jason, the best moderator in the business. He is the man. Can't thank him enough for everything he does for this show and everybody else's show. He puts in so much time. We have got to get this guy on these shows at some point so everybody can talk to Jason directly. And with that, I'll remind you, smash the like button, click subscribe if you haven't already. Please share this if you feel like it's worth sharing. And until next time, have fun. And where is the outro? Here we go.